Hello.
Warm greetings, sir. Today we are privileged to have IRS officer Anup Das sir with us. He is ranked 120th in his CSC and is assistant commissioner now under training in income tax department. First of all, I am profusely elated to take an opportunity on behalf of entire Udan family to welcome you, sir. We are very grateful for you to you for giving your priceless time and we feel euphoric to welcome you as a dynamic, exemplary, and a man of humanitarian approach. Thank you so much, sir.
Janvi, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're perfectly audible.
Because you are not audible to me. I'm trying to connect. Hello.
Hello.
You are audible, sir.
Hello, Janvi. And I think this is the crowd from our college, Hansraj.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Janvi, thank you so much for introducing me. First of all, I must tell you, the Janvi has been asking me for a motivational speech for quite a long time. So I've been avoiding it because I thought I may not be the best person to give you advice on it. But right now I had to accept her request and tell whatever I have like to share with you people. So everyone is from Hansraj?
Yes, sir, everyone is from Hansraj itself. All the
Different
students.
department. Okay.
Yes. Sir.
So I will give a brief introduction of myself, though Janvi has already given a very elaborate introduction about me. I must tell I'm Anup Das. I'm from Hansraj. I'm a Hansarian from the batch of 2013 and 16 from Department of Zoology. That's a simple introduction that can connect with you. So I had asked Shanvi to make it on a question answer basis session so that most of you can get whatever doubts or any clarifications that you need from me, get it cleared. Instead of me giving a monologue and you just listening. Before that, I will just give a brief about the journey that I had because I could find it from Janvi that many of you were interested to know about the journey. So I must tell you, there were three important stages of the journey. First is, that is ahead is the decision making that I want to go for the service examination. Every year, large number of people do go for the preparation of examination. They decided by various factors. For me, it was based on a childhood dream to do something for the society because you're told by your family that you should contribute to the society. It was always there in the back of my mind. Meanwhile, I got interested into sciences, so I ended up in zoology department of Hansraj. I studied there. And then I realized that, okay, I had this childhood dream. I need to cope up with that. And my good friends are there who can take care of the science department, the sciences. They can do really good research. So in my graduation only, I decided that I will go for UPSC preparation completely. This was the first stage of it. Second was preparation. I would ask you to lend your ears very carefully because there I will talk about my failures, which is going to be the most useful thing for you to learn from. I decided during the third year that I will go for the examination, but there was a demotivation for me in the fact that I was not eligible because of my age in third year to write the examination. So I had to go for masters. I decided instead of dropping off, as I was provided a very good opportunity to be in masters in Delhi University zoology department, I decided to enter for masters and started preparing. This was my third attempt, I must tell you. I must tell you that I failed in the first attempt because of my underestimation of the examination. The examination has a very strict syllabus, very clear syllabus, and it requires a lot of discipline, lot of planning, which I did not have. I underestimated that part, and that's why I could not clear 2017 attempt. In 2018 attempt, I again tried, but at that time I failed because of my time management. I was really occupied with my masters. I was not able to make justice to the preparation of UPSC examination. So that's why I again failed. In the third attempt, I could realize all my failures, the reasons behind it. So I decided to learn from it, learn and not underestimate the examination, learn from the syllabus, made a better plan, and made a better management of time so as to ensure that I can clear the examination. So that's how I cleared it. Third aspect was the choice of examination in a sense, like the services. With 120th rank, I have ended up in the revenue service income tax, which I believe many people might be knowing about administration, police, and foreign services. But other services, I must tell you, there are more than 32 services for which people get selected every year. So I had a very interest for revenue services, being a very academic oriented service, a very technical service. I preferred it over other services, and that's how I ended up as ACIT UT. So this was a brief of my journey. Now I will hand over to Janvi for asking whatever questions she had.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would be landing up to some questions which we have selected like a draw. And the first question to you, sir, is how to start UPSC preparation, where to start, when to start, etc.
Okay. Janvi, this question is going to be a very important question for all the aspirants, I must tell you, because I think you might have heard about. I give you a background. Background is that we all always fear the examination that is very tough. I must tell you why it's tough. Reason is where to start. We start preparing examination from ends which are not necessary and end up being somewhere else. So the time duration that is needed for someone to complete the syllabus and be ready may not be that long if you follow the right path. Now coming to the question, that is where to start. I must tell it starts from habits, and one of the habit is reading NCERT. Reading NCERTs and newspaper, I think, are fundamental to preparation. I give you two reasons for that. First of all, there are many standard books that you have to read. Like I'm from sciences, so I did not know economy. I did not know polity, or to a great extent, geography and history also. So what happens is if you start reading standard books directly by the influence of someone like or from some website, what will happen? First of all, you will be lost. You will not be able to get the basics because you have not got the basics. So you will be like, kya chal kya raha hai? I'm not getting it. Second thing that will happen to you is that you will be very underconfident. You will feel that you are not getting it. So this underconfidence will lead कि आपको जो आता है वो भी आप नहीं कर पाओगे फिर. So it's always better to start with NCERT and newspaper. Make a habit of reading newspaper and basic NCERT from, even you can start from class 6, or if you know some basics, then you can start from class 9. It's good enough for someone to start. I think there was another question, when to start. So I was going through a few of the questions that was given to me by Janvi. One question mentioned whether it is necessary to start from first year. So I would answer, if the question is it necessary to start from first year? Definitely no. You have two years before you reach third year when you have to discuss about your life. 2 years, you can study whatever you're doing, enjoy your college life. You can start with the basics here and there. I can frame the question other way around, whether we should start from first year, then the answer will be why not? Because if you start reading something like making a habit of newspaper reading, because many times we don't have concentration power. So if we can start that developing such good habits in the first year, that will be really helpful while we are preparing in the third year or maybe later. So this is how I think it will justify the question.
Thank you, sir, for answering this. Your simplicity and knowledge is so much inspiring. Now, our next question is, how did you manage to keep up the consistency and motivation during IAS preparations?
Okay, this actually shows, whosoever has asked this question shows that the person is quite serious about the preparation, because that person knows that consistency is going to be the greatest obstacle that one person will face during the preparation. So what happens is, when you start preparing, there will be ups and downs, in a sense that every day you will read something, you will feel, acha, I'm getting it. The next day you will find something new and you're not able to answer the question, then you will feel that I don't know anything. There will be very ups and downs in your motivation level. You will, and because of which, some days you will be reading a lot, some days you will not be reading, there will be a lot of gaps. It's okay to have gaps in normal process, but there is a need of a minimum level of consistency, for which what you can do is make timetables. Timetables should be based on your understanding of how to finish the syllabus, how to revise it, how to practice it. You should never follow anyone irrationally. आपको blindly नहीं follow करना कि अनूप सर ने बोला कि this is how you have to do it. No. You can make a plan of one everyday plan, you can make a weekly plan, you can make a fortnight plan, you can make a monthly plan कि आज एक महीने में मुझे इतना खत्म करना है. Another thing which I want to put forward is that whenever you are making a plan, whether it's a timetable to finish the syllabus or revise, don't make it very strict. I'll tell you, there is a problem with strict timetables. First of all, generally people are not able to justify the timetable. No one in the world can justify the timetable until unless there are people like Einstein. So what will happen is, if you have a strict timetable, so it will appear as if you are not able to fulfill it, justify it, and then it will lead to more backlog, more you will panic because you are not able to finish on time, as a result of which it will bring down your confidence, which should not happen during the course of preparation. So always have a flexible, very flexible timetable कि आज चलो मन कर रहा पढ़ने का, तो you should not stop कि आज का जितना था उतना ही पढ़ूं. You read something else, something add more, कुछ आगे के दिन का भी पढ़ लो, कुछ backlog है उसे भी खत्म कर लो. Sometimes you're not able to, then you can chill out. I tell you one example. Janvi, hope I'm not very fast. I'm generally very fast in speaking. So is it okay?
No, sir, absolutely. It is going perfect, sir.
Okay, thank you. I give you one example from 2015 batch first ranker Tina Dabi, whom many of you might be knowing. In one of her interviews, when she was asked about this question, she had answered very nicely that she, instead of reading continuously throughout the week, always had a plan of going out with her friends to watch movie every weekend. So she had a kind of flexibility in her timetable. So that maintained the consistency. Like you're reading for 6 days very continuously, vigorously. Then on the first 7 day, you take little relaxation. That what it helps you is that you can come back again and read. So that is how it needs to be done. So I think a flexible timetable will provide you consistency, and keeping little motivated will also provide you consistency in your preparation.
Thank you, sir. The whole session is now vibrating with your prominence. Okay, so next question is it necessary to study polity from Lakshmikant?
Okay, I will answer this question depending on two category of aspirants. One who come from political science background and who don't come from political science background. Those who come from political science background have a greater knowledge of about Indian constitution and polity, or for that matter, law people also. So they can definitely refer to better books than Lakshmikant. They have the choice of going for books that provide greater knowledge, in-depth ideas, and better facts, case laws, everything they can. But for those people who are not coming from political science background, for us, polity is new, and we generally have 1 year to prepare. It is really difficult for one person to manage studying polity from a very high standard book and coping up with other preparation, like you have other subjects to deal with. It's not just about polity or public administration. So therefore, Lakshmikant comes in handy because it's a simple book, comparatively smaller, and provides everything on a factual basis, which is going to be very helpful for your prelims preparation as well as for your mains preparation to a great extent if you like accompany that with current affairs from newspaper. So therefore, I would say that if you have that much of time or you're from political science background, definitely go for higher books, definitely. But if you are from other background, M. Lakshmikant is good enough for you and will allow you to invest rest of your time for other subjects preparation, which are equally important for making you get through the examination. So this is how you should make your judgment about M. Lakshmikant.
Thank you, sir, for answering this one too. Now, one more question. This would be last when we are choosing it randomly. How can the student deal with mental anxiety and fatigue during IS preparations?
Okay, this question I will take little personally because I must tell you, many times you will find motivational speakers or people from bureaucracy from different batches talking to you about the strategy. But I must tell you, this is the most important factor, more important than even your preparation. First thing, you asked about motivation, right, Janvi?
Yes, sir.
So first of all, preparation of UPSC examination has two angles. One is academic side where you are going to syllabus, reading current affairs, newspaper, whatever it is. That will be there. That is a normal process everyone does. Second aspect is your mental health. Mental health includes not just your confidence and motivation for examination, but also mental stability that will keep you stable to read, gather everything very productively. So how to keep you keep yourself motivated will depend upon person. Like for example, for myself, I always preferred the company of my family and my good friends and even my teachers. For that matter, I would definitely name some of teachers from Hansa. They were always cooperative, like Adeep ma'am, Monica Gall ma'am, like they're from zoology department, and then Rama Devi ma'am, she was always supportive of me. Those people, even Nritya Gopal sir from Hindi department, so he taught me in only one semester. So what happens is when you are surrounded by good people, like who will always say that okay, aapka ho jayega, you'll do well. This is what you should do. You will do all this good. So what happens? It gives you internal strength because often we as social organism we need some kind of confirmation from people around us. If you are surrounded by these motivating people, it will always motivate you. Second source can be from books and videos, like you can listen to TED talks, read articles about what bureaucrats do, like how they're changing society, how they're contributing. That also very inspirational. That keeps you motivated towards your goal. I'll tell you what happened with me during interview preparation. I read a lot about how bureaucrats are contributing towards my state. As a result of which, I was more and more motivated and it built up a confidence, a lot of aspiration to go for it. That helps. And thirdly, for motivation, definitely have a hobby. Hobby can be simple as traveling, going around eating food, talking to your friends, painting, singing, whatever. I'll tell you what happens with hobby. When you have hobby, that gives you a balance between your preparation of 2 years for any examination. That includes 1 year of preparation, 1 year of examination. On the other hand, a self-peace, because you remember this is merely an examination. Your life is beyond this, much bigger than this. So you have to balance it. So this is how you will keep yourself motivated and consistent for preparation.
So I'm feeling like we are very fortunate to have you this evening as our chief guest. So I'm feeling really obliged hearing
Thank you,
your
Janvi.
experience. So I'm giving, as a president, I'm giving a chance to our audience to raise their hand and ask their doubts personally from sir right now. So everyone who wants to ask a question can raise their hand, and we will take the name of the participant who raises his hand first.
Pratyush has raised hand. Pratyush, you can unmute yourself and ask me question.
सर एक ऑप्शनल को कैसे चूज करते हैं सर? ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट कैसे चूज करना है?
Very valid question, Pratyush. I tell you what. It means a very important deciding factor is your optional. So optional, there are two kinds of people for optional. Okay, I come from the second category, so let me explain the first category. The first category of people who go for generalist subject. Generalist subject माने जिसके लिए कोई भी आके पढ़ सकता है. There is no prerequisite knowledge for it. For example, many of my friends have opted for geography, anthropology, sociology. These are subjects जिसका हमें कुछ ना कुछ knowledge होता है. जैसे for example society related, whether it's gender discrimination, whether about caste system, whether about religious diversity. These are the aspects of society that everyone has some idea. So it's a generalist subject, and these are generally very good scoring. So what one person do is, if that person is not comfortable with any other subject, that person should go for such subjects. Definitely such subject. Reason why? Because ये subject आप generalist से तो आप पढ़ने में आपको दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. There is no prerequisite knowledge. Furthermore, it will also help you to write other GS paper like GS4 where there is ethics. You can write GS1, GS2, GS3 may also some points because it comes from society, and also you can also write in essay. So don't take that I'm talking about sociology specifically. You can take any generalist subject. On the other hand, second category that what I chose was very specialized subject like zoology. A person who is not from zoology or life science background will never be able to take zoology. It needs a very niche knowledge about the subject. आप ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने मैथ्स पढ़ा था and आपने डिसाइड किया कि मैं zoology लूंगा. You cannot qualify it. Very difficult because it takes a lot of different expertise. This subject should always be taken by people who belong to that subject. ये हो गया कि first of all generalist and specialist versus subject. Second aspect that you have to take into consideration is which subject, whether it is generalist one or whether it is a specialized one, you can score more. Just say these days, the number of people coming from geography has reduced, whereas anthropology and sociology has increased because there is a lot of marks coming from those subjects. I'm not saying that this is the trend. This can change every year. UPSC is highly uncertain. So, Pratyush, I think you should decide on the basis of whether you will go for your own subject, which can be highly specialized, or a little generalized subject. And then you should decide on which subject will fetch you more marks, which we are more comfortable with. So whatever you decide, that will be the best decision for you. I cannot decide it for you. You just take the hint and decide yourself. Thank you.
सर पर एक प्रॉब्लम होता है सर, मतलब यहाँ पे
जी.
एक चीज हम जियोलॉजी में सर समझने में तो समझ जाते हैं सर, उसका यूपीएससी का एक राइटिंग स्किल होता है सर, वो लिख नहीं पाते हैं. मतलब अगर समझ गए, जैसे एक मैप के बारे में है तो वो हम समझ गए कि ये इसका बेसिस है, इस पे हम करते हैं, पर जब लिखने को आता है ना तो सर लिख नहीं पाते हैं उसको अच्छे से. तो सर ये दुविधा होती है सर.
ये zoology की बात करें या जियोलॉजी की बात करें आप?
नहीं सर, मतलब मेरे सब्जेक्ट की बात कर रहा हूँ, मतलब जियोलॉजी की बात कर रहा हूँ, जो हमारा सब्जेक्ट है सर.
अच्छा अच्छा. First of all, I am not very sure how is the writing skill different. Until मतलब मैं अपना experience बता देता हूँ आपको अगर कुछ फायदा हो. जैसे my writing skill for GS papers is different, for optional is very different. You have to find your own subjects. What is the writing skill demand? Because जैसे zoology paper होता है मेरा जो optional था, there were many questions where I was asked to just draw and not even explain it. So it requires a particular set of writing skill. So that might you can find from someone coming from geology optional, that will be very helpful कि आप पता करो. If you don't find yourself comfortable, मतलब आप देखो आपको पता चला कि भाई कोई XYZ है, उसने ऐसा जियोलॉजी पेपर में किया, he scored well, but आपको लगता है कि you are not comfortable with that writing style, then definitely go for other subject. Don't waste your time in that option which you think you are not good at. Or Pratyush.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Sir.
Oh,
Hello, sir. Good evening.
who is this, Shreyansh?
Yes, sir, Sriyan.
Okay, good
Sir,
evening,
my
Shreyansh.
question is, sir, is it compulsory for us to always favor government policies during answer writing and interviews? Like, sir, there are some few controversial issues like CAA and new form laws. So, means how should we answer on these topics? Like, how can we write a balanced answer?
This is actually, I had this dilemma during my interview. Before my interview, only CA was happening, so I had this dilemma. So I tell you how to tackle this question during mains writing and interview. They're going to be a little different. Mains writing, you remember that a person who is checking your answer is actually a university professor. So for him, rationality matters the most. Anything that you write with rationality will be accepted. If you are not happy with some government policy, just read about it. What might be the rationale behind it? If you read the rationale, you might find it okay. Then you might quote it. Secondly, the first part of the question that I actually missed, you asked like, should we always mention government policy? Look, it's not necessary for everyone to remember all the government policies, so you may miss it. But if you add it, so it gives you additional points, so that will be good for you. It shows that the person had a greater, उसने diverse चीजें पढ़ी हुई है. अब मान लो मैं आपको बताऊं कि कोई fact about education, मैं अपने तरीके से बताता हूँ. It shows that Anup has said. When I write that it comes from some index given by Niti Aayog, then you are quoting a government authority, so it's foolproof. It's more acceptable. So that is the difference that will be created. Now I'm coming to interview. Interview will be a difficult time to deal with such things. Generally, UPSC boards don't ask controversial questions. Very rare scenario, they ask if you lead them to. Whenever you're led to such questions, there are two things you should do. First thing, give a balance in a sense. Tell why the policy came, what is the positive aspect and what is the negative aspect. So what you're doing is you're just giving a positive and the negative side of the same thing and are not yourself judging it. Secondly, you can, that can be a very simple thing, just go by the government books and tell whatever the government reason is to favor it. But valiantly opposing it does not provide you any solution, because at the end you are going for a job where you are going to, irrespective of anything, work in a balanced manner to deal public's requirement. You will balance both aspects. So this is how you will deal with mains for government policy and interview. Frans, hope I could answer you.
Yes, I got your answer. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Rakshita. Hello. Hi, Rakshita.
Hi, sir. So the question which I want to ask is about from this, how we should prepare, because you have said all of them. So I just want to ask, what is your point of view related with the GDP drop this year, 7.3%? And so what do you think, like what government should launch some schemes to overcome this?
Okay, I will, with my limited knowledge, I will try to answer your question so that I can satisfy it. Look, first of all, we definitely know there is multiple reasons for drop of GDP. That can be because of certain government policies, can be. But we definitely know the elephant in the room right now for not just India, for the whole world is COVID. So right now, that will be the dominant reason. I'm not saying that there are no other reasons. There are other reasons that can be diverse, that can be present. But right now, definitely COVID is the main reason. What government can do? Sorry, Rakshita, I'm not having a very concrete answer to this question. Like what government can do? You can actually talk to my super boss, that is Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am. I come from finance ministry, so she will be the best person to answer you. But I tell you, like as a person, as a layman person, I'm also under training right now. The best thing that government right now can do is focus on our health. Reason being, I tell you, if you go for just economy, we are having we did not expect a second pandemic. Then some people said that we expected it. Now we are in a really bad situation. Not just us, the whole world has a bad situation. Some countries have fourth wave. We are still at second wave. Focusing directly on economy will provide you a temporary solution, not a sustainable one. But if you go for health, I know economic rejuvenation will be delayed, but that will be more sustainable, not falling apart. So that is what I believe the government, whether it's the center or the state, should right now tie up themselves more to ensure that we are free of COVID, ensure that other medical issues are also not underestimated because of COVID. Once this has happened, because you know what is the greatest strength that we have in India is they have human resource that should never be compromised. So this is what I can answer you from my limited knowledge at the moment. Thank you, Rakshita. Indu Kumari. Hello, Indu
Sir,
Kumari.
good evening.
Hi,
Yes, sir.
Indu.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Can you lift down your volume a little bit? I cannot actually hear.
Sir, I am Indu Kumari from Nirmala College, Ranchi, and my question is how we can distribute equal time and space while preparing variety of subjects of prelims and mains.
Okay. I actually I have tasted failure from not doing that in my second attempt. So I will give you my experience from that only. Look, first of all, Ashraf, let me first of all clarify. Are you talking about different subjects or your course and UPSC preparation? Hello?
Yes, sir, preparation only. Yes, sir, UPSC preparation only.
Sorry, Indu, I cannot hear you. Can you type it or like say it again? Hello? Janvi, can you interpret what she said? The last question that I asked.
No, so actually it was equal.
I got it from Indu. For UPSC preparation, different subjects. Okay. Here comes the best friend for your UPSC preparation are not actually UPSC books, rather your UPSC syllabus. Okay. I tell you the syllabus, if you look syllabus very carefully, it appears very broad-ended. It provides some information, some detail, but not a lot of detail. So, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि आप जब syllabus में देखोगे, you can find a proportion of the importance given to whatever subject it is. So you can distribute time accordingly. This is one aspect. Second is, I will ask you to divide temporally or over the year of preparation. You take those subjects which are very static, which are not going to change, which are like history, geography, जो इतना dynamic नहीं है, जो है सो है, in the early part of your preparation, and slowly move towards your current aspect, which are going to be more dynamic. This is one aspect of dividing time. Thirdly, which I will give about GS papers directly, very clearly, like essay paper. Essay paper comes from the knowledge of all the GS papers. So instead of investing a lot of time on essay paper initially, you can reserve it to the weekends and more towards the later half of your preparation. When it comes to GS1, which is more static, you can creep towards the earliest part of your preparation and can take more part of the day during those times. Thirdly, GS2 and GS3, which are coming on the similar level, you can have almost every day or every second preparation. GS4 also, you can reduce the number of days you prepare because ethics papers, though sometimes very scoring, sometimes less scoring, they don't want a very generalist answer. They want very specific answers. The specific answers are very little. This is third. If you ask me how to divide my day throughout preparation, start with early morning newspaper, then followed by some current. Afternoon, when you're a little drowsy, go for the static again. Then come back to your current, little writing patterns. This is my setup of my daily preparation. You can have different setup for you to divide time. Indu, but I will also suggest that don't be carried away by the fact कि तुम्हें कुछ नहीं आ रहा तो उस पर ज्यादा टाइम देना है. It's not like that. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको कोई सब्जेक्ट नहीं आ रहा और आप उस पर बहुत फोकस करोगे तो this will help you a lot. You should work on it, but you should always play with your strength. You should know what will give you more marks, because remember this is just an examination. उसके बाद बहुत आगे जिंदगी है. So you just prioritize based on your capabilities. Indu, do you want to ask something else?
No, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, Indu, I can't hear you actually.
So she said thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Indu. Anyone else having question?
So I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, sir. So my question is like a little childish, and it is how do you feel like? How does it feel like to be after qualifying CSC, the mother of all examination, as it requires the quality and quantity of determination, dedication, and discipline. So how does it feel like, sir?
Actually, I will give you general description, then I will give you very bad impression. The first thing is, whenever you clear the examination, first of all, you will be very happy about it. Okay. So happy, first of all, you achieve something. Definitely not the best thing, but yes, one of the best things. Definitely one, it is. Second, and the most important thing that I think most of you will agree is a sense of relief that comes from clearing examination. आपने इतनी मेहनत करी and अगर आपका clear नहीं हो रहा तो you have to start from the scratch. So जो relief मिलता है कि now you're okay. Now I've got little stable, little calm down in my life, little whatever sacrifices I've done for 1 or 2 years, whatever it is, now I can relive. So that is the greatest sense. Other than that, few things changes in life. One is now you will now more be treated as college students, so you have to be a little responsible, little more punctual, little more disciplined. I think that is the only change that will happen to you. So you have to, you know, that kind of shift will happen. Otherwise, you as a person will remain the same. आपको जब result आता है कुछ 5 से 4 दिन 6 दिन, you get a lot of attention that you will get. That will bring you to a cloud 9. But you must remember that that's a temporary thing. Real struggle or real act, real जिस चीज से आप आए हो, that will start after your training even. You like 2 years of hard training, difficult training. After that, you will do whatever you wanted to do. So you should be treated like this. But what was a disappointing factor that we got selected in a COVID year, so we did not have that, not like 4 din ki chandni even we could not get. So it's okay, because at the end what matters to you will come later. So that's what happened.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering this and bearing my this childish question. And now I would like to invite Manish to propose vote of thanks. Manish.
Thank you, Janvi. Good evening, sir, and my dear friends. It gives me an immense pleasure to give the vote of thanks for this event. Thank you so much, sir, for taking some time for this event and motivating our audience for their dreams. And sir, this is our very first event of our newly formed society, Udan. So this is going to be really very memorable event with you, sir. And I'm also thankful to our other society members who did all the work for arranging this meeting. And now over to Janvi.
I would like to add, I would like to show my gratitude also.
Yes.
First of all,
Thank you.
I would extend my thanks to Hansraj College. And I'm very happy to see this team of Udan Society really doing great job. I must tell you, because when we were in Hansraj, we did not have this opportunity to get some guidance from some other programs. So we start very difficult, it becomes a little difficult. If what we are going to contribute right now is little easing up the process. So I am very thankful to Janvi and Manish and whosoever belongs to the Udan Society for their contribution, for analyzing that the requirement, what is the requirement of their college, and taking
Thank you,
into
sir.
consideration such thing. Thank you so much.
Sir, it means a lot, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And
Thank
also
you.
so
for
much,
those
sir.
who have come as the audience, we greatly appreciate the active participation you showed and made the show a huge knockout. We sincerely believe that you will keep supporting us with our inspiring love, and in return, we convey the best wishes and the best of what we have. With this, we come to the end of our program, which motivates us to reflect that Siddhi Bhavati Karmaja. That is, hard work always pays.
Thank
And
you.
also
so
there
much.
is
Thank you
one,
so
and also there is one request. I will request all the participants to switch on their camera so that we can take a picture with our sir. Please switch on your camera, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I would like to say something.
Who's this?
Rakshita.
Hi, Rakshita.
Yes, sir. So this event was very, very awesome. And I was very inspired by you, sir. So just
Thank
hoping
you.
one day I will be in your place, sir, and motivating like you motivated us today. So it is very helpful, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for taking our time for all of us. Thank you
I
so
hope
much, sir.
that that year will come very soon, not just to Rakshita, but to all of you. Please do prepare well. Remember that your life is beyond just examination. There's a lot of talent that you guys have. Please keep yourself motivated. A lot of opportunities that you're going to get being part of Hansraj. Please, I must tell you how advantaged I feel, how privileged feel here in all the administrative academies being from Hansraj, because we have such a good network, so many opportunities. Please participate everywhere. First, second year, please take care of your education and every activity. Enjoy your life and prepare well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Sir,
Thank you so much.
sir, I have
Thank
one
you,
question.
sir.
If you like to answer my if you have 2 minute time.
Sure, Shreyansh.
Sir, if a selection student means if a selected candidate is pursuing his research during his selection, then what are the criteria for completing his research work? And also, is there any chance for
Now you are inaudible, Shreyansh. I could get early part.
civil servant to do? Okay, sir.
Shreyansh, can you
Like if a selected candidate is pursuing his research during his selection, and what are the criteria for completing his research work? And also, is there any chance for a civil servant to do his research or do his complete his further studies after his
Shreyansh,
and is there any
Shreyansh, your sound was inaudible, but I will frame your question as 2 parts.
Sir,
Just confirm that you
excuse
are
me,
the
sir.
question. Yes,
Excuse me,
Needu.
sir. Sir, I know the question what Shreyansh wanted to ask, so I can
Okay.
repeat it. Sir,
Sure.
he basically wants to ask, is there any chance for a civil servant
to do research work or any chances to complete his further study by taking provisional leave? And also, is there any fellowship too from the government side?
Oh, actually, I don't remember the scholarship right now, complete the name. I'll tell you what actually happens. If you enter into bureaucracy, you are actually encouraged to go for higher studies. Okay, it like during the year of probation, you will not go. In the early age, you will not go. Like for that matter, you have to go after 3 to 4 years, depending upon which service you land up at. Like सारे services का अलग-अलग policies होता है. After that, if you ask your department that I want to go for higher studies, do research, they will definitely promote it. But there is one clause. Clause is that they will not ask you, like they will not allow you to go for longer duration, like 5 years or 6 years. So at max, what you can do is some smaller research first, in the sense of like 2 years, at max 3 years. So definitely there is a lot of opportunity. A lot of people in my academy right now are working with MIT, and one professor is working with Caltech. He's a JCIT Joint Commissioner. He's working on transfer pricing, and their policies is generally on the administrative side of research. They are doing it. So don't feel that you will not get an opportunity. You will rather get a better opportunity because you come from services. So people abroad will also accept you far easily. They will let you come in and have the research. So definitely you will have that opportunity.
Thank you so
Priyansh
much,
and
sir.
Niru, you got your question
Thank you very much,
answer,
sir.
I
Got
guess.
your answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye. So, guys, we can leave on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you.